Hello, guys. Welcome to the first episode of Television by Harry. This is the first episode I'm gonna do. This is the pilot. If you want to put a name, I will put that name for sure. Is the first experience of this podcast. Now, to do a short introduction, I tried to record the first. I record two episodes before this one, and they didn't end that well. I didn't like them that much. So this is the official for you. If you see this, the first episode. Now, let me introduce myself. This is the first time we're gonna see each other, or you are gonna see me. Just to do a short introduction, give you a little bit of context. So, first of all, English is not my first language. So, if I do a mistake, if I have a weird accent, trying to mix maybe an American accent, is because, well, English is not my native language, and I work for a couple years in call centers in my country. So that's why maybe you hear some, I don't know, I try hard, but it's not an American accent for sure. I have, I think, a different accent. Like you can see, I'm not an English native speaker, but I'm doing my best. I think I can handle the language in a good level. We will see that. We'll explore that. So, Harry, why in English? Why not in your native language? Language. I don't know. I'm sorry. Which is Spanish, because I'm a writer, guys. Probably for sure you don't know me, but I'm a writer, and my point of this is to have a community, to share things, to build a community first. And English is the best way because it's the most, one of the most, if it's not the most spoken language around the world. So it opened more doors for me. So we will see what happened. I'm gonna give you a little bit of context also about what is the podcast about. Maybe if you found the video, a clip or something in the recommendations. So this podcast is just to, let's say, talk about the nature of the human being and tell some stories that I found somewhere. We will see later, maybe on internet, maybe they are close cases to me. I'm not gonna tell you that for sure, but we will see. So the point is, I'm gonna share with you three stories that I got, three stories that I think that are interesting. For sure, they are related to the name of the episode, which is being drunk is not an excuse. Being drunk, I don't know, uh, being in parties or an alcoholic doesn't justify, it does not justify bad behavior or bad actions or the kind of person you could be. So that's very much the focus of the episode. And the three stories are going to be about that. After the three stories, we're going to discuss two news, because I want to do every episode and feel like it's, you can watch it anytime. You can watch it right now, or you can watch it in 2 years. You know, that is going to be, let's say, entertainment. But also I want to have this feeling that this is up to date. Let's check some news, some random things that got my attention maybe, or just is the first thing that I got, probably. We will see. So after the three stories, I'm gonna discuss here some two news that I found. So let's go with the first one. Let me check if this is recording. This is, my first episode, so I'm trying. The light is good, the camera is good, the microphone is good, which is other phone. The background is good. I don't know. To give the context, I'm a writer, so I just put some books, But let's go with the first story, and I'm gonna read it for you, and we can talk about that after I read it or while I read it. We will see. I'm gonna, give the shape to the podcast step by step, and let's see what works here. So the first story, the title is Anastasia, a night to remember, even drunk. So let's start with this. All right, here goes. My name is, let's just say, Anastasia. So probably it's a fake name. I mean, for sure. I don't want anyone recognizing me, not even by accident. You will understand why. This happened a few years ago, just before the pandemic hit. A year earlier, late 2018, I had gotten married. Everything was great, let me tell you. I had been looking for the right guy for a while, the one that I could really see a future with. I had a few bad dates, failed hookups, and a couple of friends and even girls with benefits. But eventually, I focused on my career. I was studying law in Chicago. So when I finished, surprise, surprise, I was as lonely as a gay guy in a brothel. Well, that's a good example. I would say they are not. I will say that they are not that lonely. Maybe they could, their friends. I don't know. I was using dating apps when I met the man who is now my husband, who, by the way, knows nothing about what I'm going to confess here. Let's call him Biani. So this girl is still married, and this dude doesn't know. Just to clarify, I don't know. The thing, the thing that we're gonna. I mean, I know the story, but I read it again. So let's trying to pretend the shock a little bit here. Johnny and I dated for a few months, moved together, got married. A few months later, after the marriage, he tells me an old friend from his hometown wants to visit. They hadn't seen each other in about 10 years. I said, sure, no problem. Let's call the friend Robert. So, okay, so I think we can kind of see where this is going, but let's keep going. He came to stay for 3 or 4 days, 2 nights before he left. The three of us were drinking in the living room, snacking on chips, mostly the two of them catching up. They barely knew what was going on in each other's lives. Robert didn't know Johnny had gotten married, and Johnny didn't know Robert was doing pretty well with the business he started with his dad. You might be starting to smell where this is going. Yes, I will say, I mean, when I read it the first time, I was, an external person drinking, justifying. So yeah, I think we see where this is going, but I mean, let's keep checking on that. That night, Johnny passed out from the drinking. I stay up drinking with Robert until he went to his room, and I end up passed out on the couch, drunk as hell. Thing is, alcohol makes me horny. I mean, it's a common thing. I want sex. Somehow, I end up in a bed. I gave him a BJ. I think I will just keep with the BJ. It didn't say the word, and I don't know. I'm not that sure how YouTube works with this kind of thing, so I don't know. I will keep the BJ. And then he just me like a machine. Hours later, in the middle of the night, I realized it was Robert, not Johnny. I went back to Johnny's bed, curled up next to him, and I start thinking and overthinking in my head about what I had just done. And I knew, deep down, Robert knew it was me. He knew what he was doing. I decided to wait until he left to confess to Johnny so we would be alone. I was wrong. I was sure Johnny will understand. He will see it from my side, right? When Robert left the next day, he called me. And right after the call, he sent me $5,000. Said he didn't want to come back to the house. I mean, I can imagine why, felt terrible, and that's he will slowly cut contact with Johnny. Like, yeah, I imagine visit again after that. That's just a screenplay of a porn. Oh, right, I forgot to mention we were broke, so that money saved us. I told Johnny it was help from my sisters, and he bought it. Oh, Jesus, too many things to discuss here. Let's read the ending. And now, time's passed. I never told him. Robert disappeared from our lives, and I never planned to say a word. I was drunk, it wasn't my fault, but yeah, I do remember realizing it was Robert at some point and just deciding it didn't matter anymore. It was wrong, but Robert paid the price, and I would rather keep the secret. That's it. Just needed to get it off of my chest. Well, just checking this is still recording. Fucking hell. So yeah, many things to discuss. The main thing of the story is the justifying they were drunk, because some people love to believe that being drunk, it's like other you. It's like a second personality that you don't control and is not related to the normal you, but it is actually. It's just give you some kind of gas and impulse to do whatever you are thinking or wishing in the background, in the back of your head. And apparently this was the case. Maybe she thought the friend was caught and some shit like that. I don't know. I'm really sure she was aware in the middle of alcohol what was going on, you know. But what can I tell you? What can I tell you? Also, I think she's the kind of person, this is really common, that decides to blame everything around her but herself and her actions, because it doesn't seem to me in a confession, besides she's confessing, which gives me the thought that she feels guilty somehow, but it doesn't seem like she really blames herself. Like, the one that had the responsibility, the emotional responsibility there, was herself. I mean, the friend had some responsibility, but she's the partner. The friend can be an asshole, an idiot, and that prioritized sex over friendship. That's his problem. But they just got married, and I think the money, many things to justify what just happened. The thing is, guys, and I think a rational adult could see that alcohol doesn't justify many things. Like, if I got drunk and I hit a person in the street, I cannot say, oh, but it wasn't me, I was just drunk. Doesn't work like that in the real world with the real consequence. I don't know, I hope they talk about this in the future somehow, and maybe they will forgive. I don't know. But yeah, I think that this story was a good beginning for the thing. There was other thing that I want to talk about. So yeah, I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. The thing of getting horny and stuff. Yeah, I think that's normal. But again, like, it's the first case we have today. Alcohol doesn't forgive. Alcohol doesn't give you a pass to do that. If you did it, it's because you will do it in other kind of situation. That's my way of thinking. And this is just a tiny advice from my experience. Because look, I'm not the police of the morality here. Everyone can make a mistake. It's not like I'm going to crucify the girl for doing that, or even a guy or whatever. It's just, it's wrong, you know, and I did something in the past and things in the past that they were wrong, and I'm aware they were wrong. One thing is you are aware of the wrong things. Another thing is that you are just a bad person, which I don't know this person. But yeah, seems like she's still thinking like that after a couple of years, because the pandemic was 5 years ago. So I don't know. But yeah, Jesus, I forgot the train of thinking about what I was about to say, what I was about to mention. Yeah, so I'm not the cop of the morality. The advice that I want to give you is that if you have a relationship, one of you cheat, you or your partner, you realize or they realize or whatever, just finish that relationship. It doesn't end well unless you get a deal somehow of having an open relationship, polyamorous or something like that. If it works for you, if you feel comfortable with that, go ahead. But my advice is, if you have cheating, just uh, don't keep that relationship. So guys, let me take, oh sorry, because I need to check something on the computer. Let me take some water because it is just myself in here. So let me check here. Let's go with the second story. Let me check. This is recording. I was too drunk to not enjoy it. Mr. P. Okay, so a friend told me that saying this out loud somewhere was the best way to prove I'm a real man. A fearless one. So here's the proof. Fuck you, Maya. So kind. This happened a year ago when Facebook... No, sorry. This happened years ago when Facebook was just starting to be a thing. We're talking about 2005, 2006 in United States, I will say. 2005, 2006, 2007, I think. I was close to graduation finally. So one of my buddies, Henry, throws a party to celebrate getting out of the place. New life, new chapter, all that crap. His house was big and his older brother got him enough booze to serve the whole damn street. And let me make one thing absolutely clear. I'm straight. Totally straight. I'm not part of any weird community or whatever. And I got nothing against them. Seriously, I don't. I just got my limits. Just want to clear that up before anything. So that tells that you are in the closet very much. That sounds really insecure, but let's just let's just keep reading. Anyway, there was this kind of feminine guy in our class. Oh, okay. Jamie. I guess someone invited him to the party, obviously. I tried to flirt with some girls, but it didn't go well. I was already drunk and slurring, just kinda bouncing around, talking to whoever. At some point, I ended up talking to Jamie. He was sober, chill, and he told me I should probably stop drinking. I was like, okay, whatever. I love how this person writes the story. We kept chatting about stuff I don't even remember. Then, out of nowhere, he starts saying how attractive I am. Like my eyes, my colon, blah, blah, blah. Okay, sorry for that, guys. Now, look, I'm a big guy, tall, always been in shape. So I'm used to compliments, especially back then when I was younger and shaper. Okay, fella. Jamie starts talking about how once we graduate, no one will see each other again, that everyone is gonna move for college because our town is a shithole, still is, he puts in quotations. And I was horny, I said it out loud. He offered to blow me in Harry's shed, and he did. I came, then I helped him. He's using another word, but I'm trying to keep this open, to don't get blocked or something. Then I helped him with my hand as a thank you. Now, I feel gross. I regret it. That wasn't me. I was too drunk, like blackout level. If you're blackout, you vanish. You are just gone. You didn't get some kind of drug. It was just alcohol. But okay, now I'm married. I never saw Jamie again, and I think he moved out of the state. So yeah, I'm straight 100%. I'm telling this to prove it to Maya and to myself. That's all. Let's say that I would rather this person to explore himself. Like, I think we were talking about almost 20 years ago, so it was other generation, and the gay thing wasn't that open, I will say. But this dude obviously is bisexual. So if you want to hide yourself, something from you, apart from you, which is okay, I'm bisexual too, but if you want to hide it and keep it like, oh, it was the alcohol, it wasn't me. Many guys think that getting a BJ from a guy is not gay because he's the one sucking, not you. And no, you're gay or bisexual for sure. If this happens and you enjoy it, which is again okay, it's perfect, it's your life. Come on, but this try hard of hiding the thing and saying I'm straight, I'm a man, and huge muscles. Dude, there are many gay people with that description, so it doesn't say. I mean, if he's happily married right now, that's good. But yeah, this dude is 100% bisexual, I will say. At least. Would be nice that. It's not easy. I don't like to judge individual cases, finding out your sexuality, because some people get it right away, like when they are 10, 11, 12, 13 or something, that, oh, okay, I don't like the common thing, I like the other thing, so depending you're a boy or girl or whatever. But other people, they're really old, 60s, even 70s, or even to be able to open the mind and yourself to it. But that's okay, everyone has a process. The good thing is the society is moving towards the right direction. Homophobic people is gonna, I would say, always be there, the way of thinking. So it's like yelling to a wall. It's gonna be, it doesn't change too much, how much you try to explain to the people why this is not wrong, that just a person loving other one. But what can I tell you guys? What can I tell you? No, just that. I hope that if you're fighting with that, or you have, especially to clarify these, like, oh, I'm straight, but maybe you are not, which is okay. But like being gay or something doesn't make you less man or less masculine. I think it's just a mindset full of stereotypes that are not the best. But the dude probably keeps thinking like that based on the confession. And yeah, he's bisexual. At least he got an experience doing it, and not too many people can say that. But okay, let's see, 25 minutes. Okay, it's not that much. Let's go with the third story. Let me drink some water here. I'm trying to do this dynamic. I'm sorry for any interruption. I think it's going pretty well by now, I will say. Obviously, it's going to improve in the future, but we will see. So, the last story is, sometimes I feel guilty, but I was just a kid. Okay, remember this one. Matthew 56. Okay, I'm writing this because only now I have taken the time to really explore internet, and sites like this feel like they could help me deal with the things that still weigh on me. Here's something from my childhood. I'm 56 now. My childhood was in the 70s and early 80s. I lived with my parents in a house far from town. My dad had something like a small farm and a few chickens and a pig named Nixon. I remember that clearly. My uncle, my mom's older brother, used to visit us regularly. My mom will ask my dad to find some work for him so he could feel useful. My uncle was trying to quit drinking, though he will relapse now and then. Relapse, he will fall again to alcohol. Sorry, guys, again. And honestly, my dad hated him. He never said no to my mom because he loved her and all that, but personally, I think it was because he was scared of my uncle's size. He was a huge, stocky man, almost fat, but a good guy when he wasn't drinking, of course. One day, he spent the whole day in town, probably drinking with friends from what I later understood. I must have been around 12 years old. My mom had already gone to bed, and my dad asked for help with something on the truck. He had to leave really early in the morning, and we didn't have time then. While I was helping him fix a few things, my uncle arrived, parking his truck all erratical. My dad, or something like this idiot again. My uncle got out of the truck and just stared at us. I can't really explain it or even understand why, but he suddenly started yelling at my dad, insulting him, saying he was arrogant and thought he was better than everyone else. My dad finally snapped and yelled back that he wanted him out of the house by the morning. I mean, I can get it. I always heard that wasn't how my uncle usually was, that it was the alcohol that made him like that. We see the excuse here. In the middle of all the shouting, he laughed. He lunged at my dad and started beating him. It didn't take much for him to overpower him. Like I said, my uncle was a big guy, and my dad was kind of short too. I panicked. I was scared he was going to kill my dad or something. I grabbed the metal rod and hit him in the head with everything I had. He fell down and started bleeding. My dad, my dad called the ambulance, and my uncle ended up in the hospital. I remember the blood, so much of it. My dad told me to never tell anyone, and my uncle never could because after that day, he was never the same. He had trouble speaking and using his hands. Eventually, he ended up in a care facility and died sometime in the 90s. But he was left mentally impaired. My dad told people my uncle had fallen or something like that. He never gave me the full story. My parents both passed away a few years ago, but I still feel guilty for what I did to my uncle. I know he was drunk, but I was scared. I didn't know what else to do. I hope some of you out there can understand me. Well, this one was a sad one, I will say, but more for the dude. Like, being personally, I didn't have the experience of being related to an alcoholic, like as a family member, like an important family member. I had some friends or ex-friends that were alcoholic, but yeah, I never was related to that. I heard the stories about it, and I can get an idea about how tough it could be for some people, or for everyone. Like, come on. The dude had an addiction, for sure, but again, and the main point of this whole episode, it doesn't justify the behavior, even if it's about cheating, which is bad, but it's not the worst case scenario of this when he got violent and abusive and out of control and let his internal thoughts go out and insecurities and stuff. But I mean, he was a kid. It's easy to me to say, oh, don't feel guilty for that. You were right. But the world and the situations never are white and black. They are grays, different layers of a thing. And I mean, probably he had a good memory of his uncle before that. And it was in a moment that it is my uncle or my dad. And obviously, most of us, we will pick our father. And I mean, the father, how he reacts, I mean, I'm not gonna get into it, but it's more about him. I think he's a really good person. If sadly that thing keep chasing him, sometimes if he still feel guilty, if he keep feeling guilty about it, but I mean, it's, I don't know, nice. He can let go that, like, tell that story and feel some kind of relief, maybe. I hope so. But yeah, this is other thing I see and I apply in my life. If you have a toxic, not just talking about alcohol, but if you have a toxic family member that insults you, make you feel less, it's fighting with you all the time, or your ways of thinking don't match, not because it's your blood or your family, you have to be related to them. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to keep a relation with them. Sometimes, in some cases, it's more easy to say in it than doing it. I know that. I'm aware about that. I have a problem with my own grandma, or well, the mother of my, well, yeah, whatever. But yeah, guys, it's sometimes you cannot save a relation, you cannot save that person, and for your own sanity is the best to keep far as much as you can from that people. So yeah, that would be my thinking about that, and I think it's a good story to close here. Also, the name of the pig was funny, I would say, Nixon. I will use that for a total. So, we finished with the 3 stories of today, but the episode is not over. So, if you allow me, I mean, it's not like you can stop me, I will drink some more water. And I would like to comment with you 2 news that got my attention during the last events, month, week, I don't know. I'm getting already too late for this, but I don't care. So apparently they bring, this is the first, they bring from extinction this white wolf. In Spanish, they call him El Lobo Terrible, terrible wolf. I will guess is the translation, the one from Game of Thrones or something. I never watched Game of Thrones, or reading the books. I'm not into fantasy, so sorry for that. But yeah, apparently they bring that, and the people is like, the wolf was extinct for more than 10,000 years. I'm trying to, I will do my best to don't be a fucking ignorant about this. I read, I think enough to understand what was going on, what this means. So it's not like they bring back to life that species. That species is fucking dead. What I think is, what I see is that they took gray wolves, like I will say the normal wolf we know these days, and they, in the fetus, I don't know, they change him or they add things to make the change and look and be like the terrible wolf. But it doesn't mean the terrible wolf is back. It's just they want a new looking of the wolf, I will say. Like, honestly, maybe I'm really ignorant right now. I don't fully understand. If any of you know, please comment. I don't fully understand the purpose, how useful is that, if the animal is already gone. So, okay. if it was just to bring the animal back or it has a purpose. I don't know. I didn't find anything about that. I just found the thing, the event. But the thing is, so they are not fully terrible wolves. They are a mix of things of today and things in the past. Just to clarify that, that's what I get. Also, the people saying, "Oh, they're gonna bring back the mammoths." Yeah, doing the same with normal elephants. I mean, the elephants that we know right now, they're gonna mix the mammoth and the elephants, and they're gonna have hair and stuff, and not that big ears. But the thing is, people are saying, "Oh, Jurassic Park was right, and we're gonna have fucking dinosaurs in the future," and I will say, based in what I read, I don't know about the subject. That's kind of impossible. Why? Because the DNA or something like the parts of the DNA or the thing that you could use to do that, it only has like a life of 6 million years, something like that. And the dinosaurs are gone since millions and millions, more than that, like 40 million, something, 20 million. I don't know. I know there was a long fucking time ago. But yeah, like there is not any DNA that they could use, and apparently, and I look for it, the ambar with the mosquito, and that's not possible for something is science fiction. But yeah, a lot of people is thinking that eventually, sorry, fuck the hair. Eventually, we're gonna bring the dinosaurs back. I don't know what are the ways, the paths to reach that in the future, if it's gonna be possible to develop something like that. I don't know, but what I read is that it's impossible. Like in this life dimension, it's impossible to bring any dinosaur back or any animal that got extinction that long ago. But yeah, that will be pretty much the thing. People are getting excited. People don't give a fuck. I'm a mix of both of them, I will say. So it's like, yeah, they're nice wolves. Let's see what happened or what is coming next. I'm not really excited for a specific animal getting back. I mean, I will be interested in dinosaurs, but I don't know. It's not gonna happen. And the mammoths, I think the mammoth, it's the one that gets me the most. But with the global changing of weather, I don't know how good it will be that, because I understand they were like the biology was made to survive in a really cold environment. So I don't know how it will be today. I don't know. There are people smarter and with more knowledge than me about the thing. So we will see. The second news, it got me. It was kind of funny. It's going to be shorter. Batman and Robin catch some scammers in the one bridge of London. This was a few days. Oh, this was yesterday, actually, April 12th. So yeah, apparently there were some scammers in the bridge of London, one bridge of London, Westminster, the bridge of Westminster, and they were dressing as Batman and Robin, and they stopped the scam, which makes me think how much, I mean, it's good that you're doing something good, but for example, we had the case in Colombia where a group of people tried to use masks and stuff and be real life heroes, and they didn't end well. And also I read about this dude in United States that was a real superhero. He had his Instagram account and he got caught doing selling drugs, basically, and I think he was involved in gun possession and armed robbery or something like that. I mean, he wasn't the best superhero, I would say, but that just shows me how much damage Kick Ass has made to our society. It's good this is not a common factor, not for the good intention, it's just the you can get hurt Like, you are not, if something, you cannot just go there and trying to do good actions, like, unless you're some kind of punisher. I don't know, but I'm not trying to push people to do that kind of thing. It's just funny, but I mean, these tiny things like stopping scammers in the bridge, like with this game of the glasses, I think it was, and dressing as Batman as Robin, or maybe it was a coincidence. They were working in some kid's party and they were dressing. They were, oh, look, that scammer, let's go stop him. Maybe it was that. I don't know. I will hope. But yeah, like, if you're happy, you're not getting yourself in that much danger. Do whatever you want. I mean, one of them can have a knife and they can answer really bad. We never know. And things in Europe are going weird lately with that kind of cases. But try to be safe, I will say. So that was it, guys. First episode, 3 stories. Being drunk is not an excuse, and 2 news that caught my attention. So I think I'm gonna keep this format for a while. I'm gonna see change dressing, lights, everything. Again, if my English could sound weird, I'm sorry, but it's what we have. So if you like it, if you enjoy it, if I make you laugh or have a good time, or you found a clip of the podcast, please subscribe. If you found the thing on Spotify or whatever, please go to YouTube and subscribe. I will appreciate it. And yeah, that will be all, guys. We will see each other in the next week. I'm gonna do an episode per week. You can see the clips in the channel, and you can follow me in the social media if you want and support. This is a project that I'm gonna put a lot effort on. A lot effort. Also, I try many times to create channels in the past in Spanish, not in English. This is the first time I try to do something in English, but we will see. I'm gonna keep going with this. I'm not gonna give up. So again, if you like it, subscribe, comment, give your opinion, tell me your own story, your own experience, and if it's long enough and interesting enough, I will use it in the future for sure. So thank you, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Be safe, be kind, be beautiful. Bye-bye.